the ark to be moved from Levi's tribe, carried by poles inserted into the gold side rings. In 1 Chronicles 13:1, David consulted many human advisors, but he forgot to consult God. Though he took 30,000 men, placed the ark on a new cart, and made a great show of the procession, he did not do the right thing. He did it the wrong way. The problem was disobedience to God's word. God only blesses his work done in his way, and God cares about the details.
Visit kingdomsports.online.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hay season is a race against time. Win that race with an all-new 1-Series round baler from Landmark Implement. The all-new John Deere 1-Series round baler is a revolutionary leap in baler technology that captures near real-time moisture and weight data that can be analyzed through Operations Center to improve your bale quality and farm efficiency. Are you ready to upgrade your hay equipment? Contact your local Landmark location for full details on the new 1-Series round baler and experience the Landmark difference.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through July 9th is spend $25, get 2 6-ounce sirloin fillets for free. Also, 15% off all beer, wine, and liquor. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
It's time for the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Start your engine!
Welcome into the finish line at 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Bree Fansteel, joined with Rebecca Pearson. We also have Ben, the MOB Master of Buttons.
Hello.
And we also have Haley Gross with us today. We'll get to her in just one moment. We want to remind you all that if you're joining us for the first time, you can listen to us in your car and on our 93.7 The Ticket app, and also watch on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook in the Allo channel 961. Also, write this number down, 402-464-5685. You can chat in through our text line and on YouTube. So please, 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 if you have any questions at all, as long as they're appropriate, we'll get to them on our live feed here. So please be a part of the show. And we do want to also thank our show sponsors, Stern Company and Eagle Raceway. We're super grateful for all that they're doing and allowing us to bring you some awesome content. So make sure you check them out. We've got some Eagle Raceway stats coming up here. We do have some more information on Stern. I do want to say hello and hi to Haley. Haley, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Haley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. So we've got Haley, AMOD dirt track racer and social media guru, as I like to call her. I actually found her on, I think I found you on TikTok.
I think it was TikTok, yes.
TikTok. So, Haley, who are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm just an average person that started racing with her family, that decided to start social media and kind of gained a following. So, I mean, we're just taking it as we go.
I love that. So you said racing with your family. Do you have any other family members that race?
I do. It's actually pretty crazy. So it started out as both of my uncles, one on my mom's side and one on my dad's side when I was younger, that raced their whole lives, or most of their whole life. And then my dad started racing actually when I was about 14. And then I started racing when I was 17. And my sister started racing, I think, 2 seasons ago. So
that's awesome. So do all three of you race together on the same track, or what's kind of the dynamic there?
Typically, now that I'm in an A-mod with my dad the last 3 seasons, I do race with my dad at the same track, but my sister has to race at a smaller go-kart track that's local to us.
Okay. So I got to know, as somebody who's super competitive, I've raced with my brother in go-karts as well. Have you ever beat your dad?
I have came close to beating him. Actually, pretty recently, we raced the feature together, and we were taking battles for the same spot for like probably a good 5 laps, and then he ended up getting the line. So,
Oh, I love that. Have you ever been tempted? Now, I don't know if your dad's watching it or not. Hi, Haley's dad. Have you ever been tempted to, kind of get
Nudge
into
him
his
a little?
left rear a little, maybe turn him around, whatever you got to do, bump and run?
I have been tempted, but he's the whole reason that I can even race. So
Okay.
it just won't go there.
That's a good point. I like that. That's pretty solid. You're a good person. Sorry to my dad who's watching. I'd bump and run so fast. All right, so I've got Rebecca here with me, and she wanted to catch up a little bit about what I've been doing as well, because for our listeners who usually see me, I've been gonzos at least for a week, but it feels like a year. What do you got for me, Rebecca?
Yeah, well, first of all, we got to tell everybody where James is, because last week James held down the fort all by
That's true.
himself.
He did so good.
He did. And we had Caitlin Stern, they're a title sponsor of the show, and she was on, and she was awesome. Oh my goodness, just a killer lady. So that was really fun. James is in Albion, you said, Nebraska, which I had to look up because I'm still near Nebraska. So a couple of hours northwest of Grand Island, west of Omaha, and he was announcing a race that got rained out. Is that right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
He called me, I think, at about 5:45, and he goes, "Bree, I might make it." And if I remember right, Albion's about 2 hours away, and our show starts right here at 7. And so I was like, I don't know about that one. But I think they're still up there. I think all the announcers are kind of having fun with each other while they're there. I believe that race, it's $6,000 to win for the stock cars. I'll have to double check for late models there. The Tanner Pelster Memorial, but I believe they're rescheduling it for tomorrow starting at 6 p.m. I'll have to double check on that. So we'll get you guys some more information on that one. So
check on the break. Yeah. So don't miss that, though, since you'll be able to watch it tomorrow or go out there if you can leave after work and head out. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us. But you were somewhere else last week racing.
I took my top off.
You texted and said, "Hey, do you mind?" And I'm like, "Of course I don't mind. You're a racer. Are you kidding me? Like,
so
you got to go race first." So tell us all about it. What was the drive like? What happened when you got there? What happened?
So first of all, thank you to my boss for letting me leave to go racing. I appreciate it.
This is a racing show.
Yeah,
so
it
that
is.
would not be cool.
It only makes sense. So Haley, I don't know. Have you ever done a race before without the roof on?
I haven't, but I want to.
You haven't? But okay, first things first, get sunglasses. Get you a pair of sunglasses. That's like automatic.
Sunblock maybe also.
Yeah, sunblock a little bit on your nose.
Because your hat's not staying. Well, you got a helmet on, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay.
So we did at US 30 Speedway. They were able to move their race to Sunday because, again, Mother Nature, I don't know if she's cheating, if she's doping her tires or what she's doing, but she's kicking all of our butts around here. So we were able to move that race to Sunday, and we took our roofs off. We called it going topless, kind of made a little joke about it. We were able to actually do it for a good cause. So it was for breast cancer awareness. The track owner's family, the wife Janelle, who runs a lot of the things behind the scene, she's actually 1 year, I think maybe a week or two ago, in remission. So that was really good. But that's where we were. I grew up with them. They're great people, and it wasn't an option to miss that race. So that's where I was. Columbus is or US 30, I should say, is about an hour and a half drive from Lincoln, from the north side of Lincoln. We went, my expectations were, listen, it's 1,000 to win. I've been here one time this year. I don't think we're going to make it, but I'm going to be a part of the show. And so we went out. We started, I think, third in the heat race, and we actually got taken out. So that was fun, but we luckily got our spot back, restarted, ended up fourth. I left my Eagle setup on. It did exactly what I thought it would do, which was not handled the right way. So that was good to know. So I tightened the car up and I sent it out for the feature. We started, I think, 14th. So we were way far back of the pack. So I actually lagged back so we could get some test data for this week coming up. So I lagged back, ended 17th, but I found a rotation that I hadn't felt before at that track in any of the cars that I've driven. So long story short, I got a good test and tune for a good cause out there, went topless, put the top back on. I got to say it.
Oh,
It
that
sounds
clip,
so
that clip is
scandalous.
going on social
Oh,
media.
yeah,
That's like you on the prom
topless,
dress. Yes.
Topless for the tatas. So anyways, I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Sorry.
You're good.
So anyways, went back out this week on Thursday, raced and had problems in the heat race, found out it was the module in the distributor. It was spitting and sputtering, and I didn't understand why it just wasn't going. And I'm sure, Haley, you've probably been through that. Something happens, you're putting your foot on the gas and the car's just not doing what you want it to do. And it's super frustrating. That's what happened to me. Got to have my dad hold the flashlight, so that was a pretty fun moment. It was worth it for me after that. Started 13th in the A main and then made it up to 5th in that one. So that was pretty fun. It's pretty exciting. I think that was my best finish as a full-time car owner this year. So
Nice.
that felt pretty nice. But that's where I was. Tops are all on, no longer coming off
Yep.
that I know of.
Okay, well, let's hope not.
I hope not. But we'll see. Maybe there's another special.
I gotta go
somewhere.
see what that looks like. Now, for those of us, I guess that's just me, because probably everybody listening's been to US 30. But for someone like me who's not been there, how does that compare to Eagle? Is it the same length track, or why did you leave your setup the same as Eagle?
Eagle is like a China bowl. It's got high banking on the tracks.
Mhm.
And so you want your rear end to swing out a little bit more at that track. It's usually got a lot more moisture too, whereas Columbus is a little bit on the sandier side and it's a little flatter comparatively.
Okay.
So you have to snug the car up a little bit more. Usually we'll do some different things in the front end as far as like spring rates go. Sometimes I'll move weight around without giving out too much. And then I'll also mess with my stagger and the steer in the car. So they're just different. They're about the same length. They're still dirt and they might look the same, but when you're in the car and you've got the tires underneath you spinning, you realize pretty quickly that you can't do the same thing at one track that you would do at the other.
Well, and they all have their natural contour,
Mhm.
right? So no matter, even if it was exactly the same in quotes,
Exactly.
it's not the same because people have been racing there. They make their own grooves, right?
Yep.
Everything's just a little bit different.
And that's the thing with, I mean, I've never raced asphalt, but as someone who's seen it, I can
Same.
imagine that those tracks you usually could probably get away with the same setup if you found one that's golden, I would think, because since we are racing on dirt, it's changing all the time. I mean, you can get close to the same point, like you have a good starting point that you want to go with, but even when I came back from Sunday and then going there this Thursday, it was different.
Yeah, well, and pavement, same thing. So, as more people go around the track, they're laying down rubber.
Gotcha.
Right. So it gets stickier
Mhm.
depending on the heat. It's, you've got better grip or not. You often in pavement tracks have different kinds of pavement because it's been patched and started as an airport strip or something, right? You name it, you've got all kinds of things. So you have all kinds of changes in the track itself. I think no different than the dirt.
Okay.
Although maybe you have all clay or all sand or something that might be the
Gotcha.
same, but there's so many differences in it. Every track is different, which was what makes it fun.
Mhm.
Because you're like, okay, I remember this thing, and it was at the fence post, third one down
Yep.
on the high side or whatever it is, right? You get all your little landmarks to help you drive. So I'm sure you have the same kind of thing when you go to these tracks regularly.
Yeah, for sure. You've got the landmarks. Hopefully you don't hit them. Haley, do you have some favorite tracks of yours, or some that are, maybe there was one that you're racing it a couple days and then finally something clicked and you're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I need to do XYZ. Like, what's your favorite track? What's the hardest track you've raced? Kind of give me some insight on, or first, Haley, where are you at?
I'm from Farmington, Missouri, actually.
Missouri. Okay.
Yes.
A little far, but not too far. So where are your favorite tracks where you're at?
My favorite track that I just started racing at is Adams County Speedway in Quincy, Illinois.
Okay.
I would say a second best is Benton Speedway, which we're pretty fortunate. We have racetracks all around us. We have a track 5 minutes from the house, which is actually, because of the way that it's shaped, not my favorite. I have bad luck there, I guess. But it's to be expected considering it is 5 minutes from my house. So
Yeah, it can't be easy. Since your shop is nearby, you should have a whole spare front end, right?
yes, totally.
Well, that's good to know. Let's hit some race roundup here real quick. As Rebecca and I were joking about, Mother Nature's been pulling out all the tricks and stops and whatever else. Can we get her text? Can we just get Mother Nature tech
Seriously.
to see if she's cheating, first
Yeah.
of all?
Well, and what is she doing with all that money she's winning?
Yeah, exactly.
She needs to put that back in the kitty.
Yeah, exactly. Don't hog it. That's not
Exactly.
right. So Mother Nature did win allegedly at Eagle. Eagle got rained out. Off-Road Speedway and Norfolk got rained out. No racing at Beatrice or McCool Junction, but I have a feeling that at least McCool Junction would have been rained out because they do race Saturdays. Beatrice may have been able to squeeze one in if they had something scheduled. But then we did have the US 30 race this past Thursday that I was at. Your hobby stock winners was Jason Wilkinson, Sport Mod David Johnson. He went 10th to first. I probably should have followed him because he started right in front of me. So I messed up on that one, but I'm taking my notes now. I know who to follow. Then we had stock car winner was Tristan Grape. Crown Vic was Christopher Nicolite. And then the Race Saver 305 was Kobe Workmeister. We had Crawford County, I believe was on Friday. That is on the outskirts of Iowa. The compact winner was Trent Reed, modified Matt Bonney, stock car Cade Richards. We know that name. He's a 3-time rookie IMCA national champion in 3 different classes. Hobby stocks was Jason Cole. Race Saver 305 was Casey Fredrickson. And then we also have the Belleville High Banks stock car. Ooh, looks like again, Cade Richards won the $4,000 purse. Maybe him and Mother Nature have something going on. Maybe that's where the money's
Might need
going.
to stalk him. Yeah.
Yeah, we might need to see what he's doing. Then we had Greg Metz. We had the Cruisers, Chris Laurie. Malvern Bank 360 was Stu Snyder, won a 4K as well.
Okay.
And I believe that was Stu Snyder's one of his bucket list races, his first High Banks feature win. I heard that was pretty good. I saw him and his wife, they're pretty happy about that one. So I think that was one, you're really looking forward to. So I'll have to ask him what his thoughts were on that race. But
He needs to come visit us on the show again.
Oh, we can
He
make
was
that happen.
And
We
his kid races too.
yeah,
I think,
cruise
right? Yep.
races.
Mhm.
Cruise got third at Mini E on
Yeah,
Friday.
Okay.
I'm not sure where Kinley finished, but I know she's pretty fast as well. She's got a lot of competition in her class. That's Stu's daughter as well. So we had Knoxville Raceway Pro Sprints, Chase Young, 360 Sawyer Phillips, 410 Scott Bogucki. My apologies. First Knoxville win for him. And then I believe I got some of these from James. We have an F1 winner of Lewis Hamilton.
Okay.
So yeah, we had lots of winners here. Lots
NASCAR's
of
rained out, or at least on rain delay, I think, in Chicago still.
so much rain.
I know it.
So much rain.
So did Haley race this weekend?
Yeah, Haley, did you race?
I did. I raced one night in Adams County, actually.
How did that go for you?
Well, it went really good. I was trying to get my footing back in the race car because it had been, I think, 2 weekends since I had raced. And I started, I believe, 3rd in the heat race, and I actually finished 5th. And then I went out for the feature, and I don't remember what place I started, but it was pretty deep in the field. And I actually got into a Ute tire for the first time ever. So
Pardon, what was that?
a Ute tire, if you could hear
What
me.
is a Uke tire?
It's the big tractor tires in the center.
Oh, okay. Learning new terminology.
Okay. So this is something to aspire to.
So was it just your left front then?
It actually, I barely caught it, and I guess I just caught it just right, and it folded the whole nose up, and then my bumper came back and hit my upper, so my whole upper was bent. I tried to make another start.
dang it.
and
Bummer.
You
it
know,
wasn't drivable.
that does suck. Well, it's good that it was going good, and that you didn't break anything else. I have allegedly, may or may not have, ran over my own bumper years back and put a hole through my oil pan. So
Oh, no.
I hear you. It happens.
So is the Uke tire part of the barrier? Is that how you hit that?
Yeah, I
or
would say it's part of the barrier. They move them out and in based on where they want the racing line to be. Most of the time, they don't move them at all. But yes, it's like what an inner wall would be for us.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more
Okay, so
sense.
we learned something new tonight. How about
I like that Uke tire. I think when I was younger racing go-karts, there was a guy who called, there's little discs on the inside of the tracks, and this guy was calling them turtle shells.
Oh.
okay.
Turtle shells, Uke tires.
Same kind of thing to set out the line.
Same sort of thing. If you guys have any other names for what we call these infield tractor tires or infield cones, let me know. But I'll give you time to think about those. We are going to head to break. And when we get back, we'll talk about all the glorious things we have and have not hit. You are listening to The Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
Hay season is a race against time. Win that race with an all-new 1 Series round baler from Landmark Implement. The all-new John Deere 1 Series round baler is a revolutionary leap in baler technology that captures near real-time moisture and weight data that can be analyzed through Operations Center to improve your bale quality and farm efficiency. Are you ready to upgrade your hay equipment? Contact your local Landmark location for full details on the new 1 Series round baler and experience the Landmark difference.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doan.edu/visit. See you soon.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Back to the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. You are live with 93.7 The Ticket on the finish line. You've got Rebecca, Bree, Mob, Ben over here, Master of Buttons, and we also have Haley with us, the AMOD racer and social media guru. Now, I do understand, Haley, first of all, did you think of any other names to call those infield tractor tires or those Ute tires?
I did not. I don't think we call them anything else other than Ute tires.
Dang it. I was hoping there'd be something
Do we
fun.
know what the Uke is? Is that a brand? Where does that come from?
I really don't know. Honestly, I had to ask when I first started hearing it, when I was first around the racetracks. I was like, what is a Ute tire? And they were like, it's the tractor tires. So I don't know. It's just, I guess, a common terminology.
Well, we need to get our listeners to chat in. This is what we do. Somebody needs to chat in. What is it? Y-U-K-E, U-K-E, Yukon. Maybe it's short for Yukon. Maybe that's a brand.
I'm seeing Yokohama tire when I search Ute tires, but I don't think that's
all right. We
it
need
is.
to get our listeners to chat us in and
They
help us.
are, my dad just texted me. He said
Nice.
they're monster truck tires.
Monster truck. Oh gosh, that would
Nice.
not be fun to hit. Holy moly.
That's a big tire.
That is a very big tire. Speaking of chatting in, Ben, did we have anyone chat in here yet?
Yeah, we have a few questions. We had a question
Ooh.
from Steve saying, do you race IMCA or UMP?
I race primarily UMP.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
New for us.
do you know what is UMP? Is that just another sanctioning body?
UMP is just another sanctioning body, just like IMCA or USRA, something like that.
Okay.
So what's the difference, though? Do you know? I don't want to put you on the spot because I know there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, but what's the difference in UMP? Is it different geography or types of cars?
I believe a lot of it is just mainly due to like the tires we run. So you run Hoosier tires primarily, and the body rules are a little bit different than USRA or another sanctioning body.
Okay.
Are you guys able to run those plastic bodies?
We are. I think that's relatively new within the last 2 seasons, though. I do know we can run the stacked panels, and I don't know that MD3 is legal everywhere, but I do know it's legal some places, like the 4 panels.
Interesting.
What's your number, Haley? I should have looked.
3G.
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 What's your dad's number?
84G.
Oh, I thought maybe it'd be like 2G or 4G. It's all right. I might be a 3G fan though. Sorry,
like
what's your dad's name?
Gary.
Gary. Sorry, Gary. I'm a Haley fan, so 3G all the way. I hope he's listening.
So the G is for gross, I assume?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I like it.
all right. So is there significance behind the 3 and the 84? And what's your sister? Does she have a something G also?
She is 4G, and we all do have pretty big significances behind ours. I think Kinley's is 4G because she likes the number 4. It's her lucky number, as she claims. My dad's is 84G because he met my mom on August 4th. Then mine is I made my parents my family a family of 3, and 3 is actually the day I was born. And it's always been my lucky number throughout life. So it was only
I
fitting.
love that. Mine just rhymes with bumblebee. That's what my mom.
Because you're
gave me.
33, aren't you?
Yeah, my mom one time
Uh-huh.
we couldn't figure out what my number should be, and my brother's was 22. She's like, "What about 33?" And I was like, I don't know. She goes, "Bumblebee 33." I was like, "All right, that'll work." I like yours way better, Gary. I'm a fan now, Gary. Gary Gross, look him up. 84G. That was adorable. Men out there everywhere. Flowers aren't going to cut it. Change your race car number,
Especially if
it's
you're in a race
real.
family. Like, you
Yes.
got to give it the program. So good job, Dad.
We love it. Any other questions?
Yeah, we have a few more.
Ooh.
Trevor on Facebook asked us, Haley have a favorite racing memory that stands out to her, whether it's behind the wheel or as a child at the track with her family.
That's a good one.
I would say racing with my dad and throwing punches back and forth for the same spot. That has to be my most favorite memory. It's just not many people get to race with their dad. So
Yeah, I agree. I like that. What track was that at?
that was actually at Benton Speedway. And then there's been a few times that we've done that at Farmington. Well, now it's called Farmington Empire Speedway and then Benton Speedway.
I like that. That's really nice. I think if I could race with my dad, I think that'd be a lot of fun. But again, like I said earlier, old Dougie, I hope you're listening in. I will hit you with my car.
Yeah,
My
we
race car. Just so we're clear, if anybody just tuned in, this is race car to race car, not actually like anything illegal.
Yeah, Bree and I are showing our colors because we both want to run our dad off the track. I didn't have the option to race with my dad. He was a car guy, but we never raced against each other. But I totally would have run him off the track. But then we got talking about bumper cars and everything else.
Yeah.
And I definitely ran him off in the bumper car. It's not the same thing.
We definitely do that. Anytime we're in bumper cars, you better watch out.
It's game on.
Exactly. Now, Haley, do you ever come our way into Nebraska? Do you ever race in any of the Nebraska tracks?
We haven't actually.
Oh,
we actually stick to about probably currently the longest we've gone is like 7 hours. But we try to stick like probably 4 hours and under.
Okay.
Yeah, that's understandable. So when you do go to tracks or when you went to the 7-hour one, do you guys haul on like an open trailer? I know you got 2 cars. Do you have a stacker? What does your pit look like on a typical race day?
Yes, my dad has an enclosed trailer with living quarters that he hauls his car in, and then I actually pull a truck in an open trailer behind.
Heck yeah, back to a Haley fan.
Yeah,
Open
Haley.
trailer life.
I got to see a little window into that truck. I don't know if you were with your brother or who you were with. You had some video out there, and it looked like a specialty. Is it a specially made truck just for you guys with the living quarters and everything?
It is not. No, ma'am.
Okay. So you bought someone else's truck and you guys sleep in it or not?
No, ma'am. We actually, it's just a regular truck and an open trailer. And then, like I said, my dad has living quarters in his trailer. So
Okay.
if we do stay overnight, we sleep in his trailer.
Okay. Maybe I saw that one. So I have a question for you. Since you said you just sort of took to social media, what kind of inspired you to say, hey, I'm going to share my life on the road and my life at the track with people you don't know?
So I always kind of did like a little bit of social media, but it was never public. I just liked doing the trends and all of that. And then my uncle, actually, he's Tim Nash, Old Number 7 Garage. He's the uncle that races. He got really big on YouTube. I think he's at like 50-something thousand followers right now. And I was like, well, that would be really cool. You know, not a lot of girl racers, at least that I know of around here, race modifieds. And maybe it could be something that I share, especially because it's a family thing. So I decided to start that, and it kind of just took off in a way. So
how do you decide what you're going to share? What are the decisions that go into, I'm flipping on the camera and people are going to watch me?
Well, it's actually kind of a tough scenario. So at first it was just kind of me in front of the camera because I don't think my parents were quite attuned to it yet. They didn't quite know what they could say and what they couldn't, and that they could be themselves. We do have to try to limit some of our jokes because we don't want people to take them offensively. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, we just share all of it. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that can be very bad in other ways. So.
Well, we discovered that here on the radio. This is you're getting the idea of how our show is. It's pretty casual, but I think our first show we got talking about prom dresses.
Oh yeah,
Bree was, somehow we got, and then James is saying he wore a prom dress at the racetrack. So if you let those conversations flow, we know that you kind of have to remember you got the microphone on and the camera in your case, and us too. But it's great that you share that because a lot of what we'd like to do here on the show is help people understand what's it like. We're all real people at the end of the day. So what's it like to be on the road racing? And as a girl racer, how does that feel? Do you feel any different, or you're just one of the other racers when you go out there?
It's kind of a little bit different, but also I kind of feel the same in most aspects. It kind of depends on the people that you're racing against. So sometimes you're racing against guys that really respect you as a girl racer, and other times you can just tell that they don't want a girl beating them, and they'll do anything they can to take your spot or take your line. And that's kind of frustrating because I'm sure Brianna knows the same as I do. We try to give all those guys the same respect.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not, unfortunately, given back to us.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like I think it's getting better. The older we get and the more females join the sport, I think it's getting better. It's more of there's trailblazers that are showing, we can win, we can and we are racing. We're trying to gain that respect, but I feel like there's always kind of been a stereotype. So it's interesting to hear you confirm that there's this stereotype of, you don't belong on the track with us. And so it's kind of like when you're out there, you're not only trying to worry about maintaining your car, making sure you did a good setup, make sure you're in the right headspace and you're driving right, but you're also trying to, for some reason, get the respect of other people that it's not necessarily needed. Like I don't need to get their respect. They don't need to get mine. But for some reason, I'm still out here racing, trying to get that from them, just to feel like I belong in a sense, which is kind of weird to think about, especially given it's 2024, like we should all be equal here. But
I would say a lot of it is mentally in our heads too. I've met a lot more people off track that were like, oh, you're a girl racer, than I have on the track. So I think it's just kind of one of those things that plays in our minds as well.
I think you're definitely right. It might be one of those things where, if it's like when you see somebody looking your way and you're in a crowd and you're like, oh my gosh, what are they? Do I have a booger in my nose? Like, what's going on here? And really, they were just trying to see what time it is on the clock right behind your head. So probably one of those mental things. Have you ever had a race that you were doing, you're competing in, and let's say maybe there were a lot of yellows in it and they actually benefited you, not because of the restart, but because you were able to kind of regroup your head, your mental space?
Yes, I would say there's actually one specific instance that I can think of. It was one of my first nights actually in an A-mod, from me moving from a B-mod to an A-mod. We had quite a few cautions, and I was a little bit nervous, as expected, to race with a faster caliber of a car and better guys. And there was a lot of yellows, and I kind of sat there, and I actually ended up moving up the spots that I had lost. So, yes.
So was it kind of like for me, I noticed myself doing it. I started doing it a lot last year, I think, but I would take a breath, like an actual physical breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'd count the cars in front of me. And I'm like, this is the amount of laps that are left. This is the amount of cars I want to pass. So are you targeting a specific car? Not that you're going to hit them, but that you're going to try to pass them. Like, what is your A game when you are regrouping?
When I'm regrouping, I just kind of think about how many, if I have lost positions, or like you said, how many laps are left, how many feasible cars it would be feasible to pass if I passed one per lap or one every other lap, so on. So it's kind of the same wavelength, I would say. Mostly around here, a lot of the guys are on the same caliber. So it's kind of who can get the line before the other guy. So I'm trying to determine if I can get the line before the guy in front of me.
I like that.
We have a comment on Facebook if you want to.
Yeah, what do we got?
Trevor had another question saying, any bucket list tracks or races you're wanting to race this year, or any specific race on the calendar you're looking forward to more than others?
Good one.
We actually don't have a schedule, believe it or not. So we kind of just fly by the seat of our pants. Like you said, weather has definitely played a big factor, especially this weekend. We were supposed to race before the 4th of July on July 3rd, and we got rained out. But I would say that there's not really a specific track that I'm looking forward to racing this weekend. I'm just trying to get some seat time and be in the car more.
Do you ever see yourself I know you run UMP. Have you ran IMCA before?
I have not, but I really want to.
Our
think cars just aren't legal.
maybe get that situated first, and then I think you should come out to bucket list races. Would probably be like the Boone Nationals. I'm sure you've heard of that. That might be one. I don't know how far of a drive that would be for you though.
That's in Iowa, right?
Boone, Iowa.
Boone, Iowa. Yeah, I've watched it a lot, and I definitely would like to go there. That actually is, I guess, could be considered one of my bucket list tracks or events. I would like to do really well in there. I know that Taylor's raced there and won it actually last year, right?
I think I don't think she won, but I know she advanced like 20 positions or something.
It was something crazy. It was something crazy. I remember the internet blowing up about it.
Right.
But I was like, I would love to do really well and race there. And I feel like IMCA is such a more level playing field as far as, I know you can't have, you have to have specific motors and I don't know all the rules because obviously I don't race it, but I feel like it's more of a level playing field than UMP is.
Yeah, for sure. So we have open motors, and then we also have so the open motors are the claim motors, and then we also have sealed or crate engines, we call them. So a sealed engine is one that comes from the factory or from a race shop, and it has to have specific parts in it. And you can run a 4-barrel carburetor with it. But then if you go to the open motor, which is you get to do what you want to do within a set of guidelines, you have to go down to a 2-barrel carburetor. And then also the RPM, like your rev box, you got to set that a little bit different. So almost level in that sense. It really just depends. And I think with how dry a lot of the tracks are getting, it kind of evens it out a lot, at least for the sport mods it does.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely comes down to the driver and how talented the driver is.
And that's why I finish where I do.
Well, it's a little bit of everything, but definitely talent is where it's at the end of the day, especially when all these cars have rules, right?
Mhm.
It's not like F1 where you get to put whatever you want on the car, but these spec series that forces you to spend more time learning the line, learning the strategy. Haley, I got a question for you. Do you have a favorite move, or maybe favorite's not the right word, a move you're proud of where you pass somebody or you save the car from rolling or spinning out or something like that? You're like, okay, and you shook it off and you're like, hey, that was pretty darn good. You got one of those?
I do actually.
Describe it to us.
Recently in the last couple seasons have spun out quite a bit. And I feel like because I've spun out quite a bit, I've learned how to kind of save the car when I start to spin out. So that is probably my best move, where I don't just completely spin out, throw the yellow, and then have to be in the back. So that's probably my best move.
Yeah, and you feel all pumped up. You're like, all right, I'm rocking it.
Yeah, and I like. Oh, sorry. I like that you say spin out, because some people may think, oh goodness, I spun out sort of situation, but you're not spinning out. You're not pushing your car. Yeah, you're not pushing it hard enough.
You got to spin.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to know where the limit is. Yep.
We're gonna finish up here in just a bit. We're gonna take a break. If you have any more questions, make sure you text them in, or you can also comment on Facebook or YouTube. We will be back right after this break. You are listening to The Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
The 4th of July is here, so get to Fairway Meat Market to get what you need for your grills and smokers. Fairway has all these options this week for just $3.99 per pound. USDA choice whole beef brisket, extra meaty pork loin back ribs, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, fresh cut chicken wings, regular or beer bratwurst, and 10-pound tubes of 85% lean ground beef. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Hey Nebraska, registration is officially closed for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games will feature 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. If you didn't sign up but want to follow along for results or watch the action yourself, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Thanks to our partners, Nebraska Orthopedic Center, Pepsi Cola, Nebraska Medical Association, and Farmers Mutual of Nebraska. Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relieved. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Back to the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back to the finish line. We are here at 93.7 The Ticket. We're right here in O Street in Lincoln, Nebraska. Bree Fansteel. I'm Rebecca Pearson. James Rowland, we're pretty sure, has probably popped a beer by now because of the rain. Or two.
Or three.
So we're kind of glad he didn't call in. And then we're blessed to have Haley from Missouri. We were just trying to look up where in Missouri, how far you were from us, Haley, but thanks for being with us. I think we have a few more questions for you. A couple people have chatted in a few things.
Oh, yeah. JJ on Facebook said, what does rip the lip mean to her? Is the spoiler and quarter panel staying on if a dub is on the line?
It definitely is. That back deck piece needs to be knocked around a little bit.
Knocked around. I like some sparks flying and all.
Yes.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
All right. We might need some pictures. You have pictures out there of you racing? I assume you do.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So, and you want to tell us a little bit about your social media?
Yeah.
And also, do you have sponsors? Give them a shout out.
We do have some sponsors. I would say Vitamin Pools. My dad's business, Actually Gross Waterproofing and More. I would totally have to look at a picture, Ragsdale Asphalt Paving and Equipment. That's all I can remember right now. It sounds so horrible, but you know the people when they look at their cars after they win, I'm one of those people. Like I would need to look at my car.
Tell us about your social media, and then we'll all go look at it, and we'll see all your sponsors.
Yes.
So where are you on social? What are you doing?
So we have Gross Family Racing, which is actually the primary page that I started for all of us, me, my dad, and myself. And that is on Instagram, Facebook primarily, YouTube. TikTok is my own personal social media account. And then I recently started a Haley Gross Racing page on Facebook.
And Gross, that's GROSS, right?
Yes.
Okay, I stalked you. She's got over 10,000 followers just on one platform.
Wow.
I think I was trying to do math, and we all know math is hard for me, but I think you've got over 20,000 followers across your platform. So kudos to you, girl.
I actually think it's like closer to 40 something now.
Okay, yeah, math is hard.
If we include TikTok, but I'm definitely blessed. I never thought that it would be like that. I never did. So
that's awesome. Well, you're a success story in lots of ways, you know, and again, everybody wants to know the person behind the story, right? They want to know what it took for you. You haven't even told us the story of what it was like to be a little girl getting started. We just somehow you catapulted and suddenly you're in an A-mod. But what was it like as a little girl? Did your dad teach you to race? Did somebody else teach you to race?
So it's actually very interesting. I didn't start racing at all, no kart, nothing until I was 17.
Wow.
They put me in a B-mod, actually. They didn't want me to start in a street stock because they didn't really see me excelling to higher levels from there. They wanted me to start in a B-mod, and I only raced a B-mod for one season, and then I started racing in A-mod when I was, I believe, 18 or 19. And I'm 21 now. So I'm relatively new to the racing world.
Yeah. So how did you learn to race?
I would say seat time. My dad would go out on the track and he would have me follow him. I really only had one practice night before I got in a car, and we just went out there and did it. And I just stayed in the back and I learned. I think they put me in the back probably about 3 nights. And I tried to figure out what everybody else was doing, trying to figure out when they were using their brakes and when they were hitting the gas and so on and so forth. And I feel like it kind of just, I don't want to say it came natural, but it was something I picked up fairly quickly.
I think it has to be natural for you to be able to be that successful so early on, you know, and I didn't really race. I did club racing, so I'm not going to pretend like I raced, but I did lots and lots of club racing 20 years ago. So, and in club racing, you can have someone sit in the car with you. And so that's how you learn the line is because they're showing you the line, right? So if you can pick up the line by watching other people and figure out how to handle the car on your own, you know, you've got to have some natural talent to be able to pick that up. So kudos.
Especially since you can't run a line without the car going a specific speed because it doesn't handle right. So that's awesome. I love that. What was the feeling of being in the car for the first time and hitting the gas? Like raw emotions.
Raw emotions. I was very anxious. I'm an anxious person by just personality, which actually has turned into now racing is kind of my safe place and it doesn't make me anxious anymore, which is awesome. But in the beginning, I'm being strapped in and having a helmet on and having a Hans device on, it just all was very scary to me. I think the first practice night, I maybe went like 40 miles an hour at most. And my parents kind of were a little scared, like, is she going to hit the gas any harder? Like, you know, and then we had actually our first race night and I was up to speed with everybody else because I had to follow them. I didn't want to get lapped. So I would just say very anxious. I was very anxious.
Yeah, interesting. You wear a Hans device. I've never seen anybody out at our tracks wearing a Hans device.
Yes, a lot of us do. Some people still wear the neck pillows, but there's been some scary incidents at local tracks. So I think a lot of people were switching to a Hans or an equivalent, like an Impact,
Only
is
in the
what I
A
run.
mods or in sprints or in the mods and sports?
All
All
the
of them?
classes.
Okay, I
so-
must have just missed them then because I they look dangerous. The sprints in particular, you got nothing around you. At least in your type of car, you got a little something, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's still not much. And going at those speeds and hitting those
Mhm.
banks, right? It's scary.
Yeah, it can really throw you around. I think just knowing the science behind it is kind of why I went to it.
Sure. Well, better safe than sorry. I know it's uncomfortable.
I'd like
but
my head to be connected to my body still if I could.
That's a good thing. That's
Yeah,
a good
I
thing.
figured.
Generally good.
We had a couple more comments, so before
yeah.
we wrap up, I
Do
want to
it.
be able to get to them.
Come on, MLB.
We had a comment from Gary Gross saying, "How many positions do you plan on finishing behind me next weekend?"
Oh,
Can we
get the airborne
Lay
out?
down.
He went there. I actually plan on finishing in front of him next weekend. So
nice.
As you
There we go.
should.
You go, girl.
There we go. And then we had another comment from Trevor saying, "If you could race anything, what would you choose?"
really recently, I've been wanting to race like a little multi or a mod light. I just think that would be awesome. I don't know. I just see all these people like at wherever Haley Deegan races. I can't remember the name of the raceway right now. Millbridge. That race just looks so fun to me. And I want somebody to put me in a car there and just see what I could do.
Those do look. We've talked about it. Trevor and I have talked about it with Henry, doing like a mini sprint or something like that. Jokingly, we can't afford one, but we do think they look very, very fun. I think with how light they are, and they just zip around. Like those things go fast.
They're very expensive though. They're more expensive than our cars are.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
What's expensive just for us novices compared to your cars?
I wish I knew that.
100 grand or
that's a lot of money for sure.
Okay.
I think anything. I'm someone who I've got my dad and I've got a lot of friends who help me build because we don't necessarily on my car. I can't buy everything that I need to be competitive. We go with the whole built not bought theme.
Right.
But so for us, we're looking at maybe 10 grand to get a kid into a mini sprint. For me, that's a lot of money. That because you've got to raise it.
Around here, it's probably a little bit more. We have a lot smaller tracks. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, you could get probably a really good starter car for that, or a starter mini sprint. But I would say it's probably like 15, 20.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, Haley, thank you so much for joining us and being on the show. We love talking with you. Make sure you check her out, Gross Family Racing, Haley Gross 03G, I believe, or 3G, my apologies, on TikTok. She's got Instagram, she's got YouTube, she's got all the social medias. Make sure you stay tuned. We will be doing some Lucas Oil late model stuff next week. So have a great weekend. This was Bree, Rebecca, and Ben, and Haley on 93.7 The Ticket, The Finish Line.
You can get diesel anywhere. But what about
Atomic Diesel?